Hello everybody, this is Booster, and the flag is dropping. I had no idea that was about to happen. I thought the guy over there kicking his bike, they'd wait for him to get out of the way or tell him to push his bike out of the way. Instead, they threw the flag, and here we go. I didn't get too bad of a start. I wheelied off the start, and I don't know, I'm sitting back in like 8th place right here. There's a few guys up ahead of me, but not too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm sitting in about 8th. So we're coming around the corners, and as long as I start in the top 10, I'm usually pretty happy with that. I figure I just gotta twist the throttle a little bit to get ahead of these guys, right? And on this straightaway, that's exactly what I'm about to do. Turn the throttle, eating everybody's roost, caught up between them, over to the right, off the side of the trail, but what? Everybody else followed that line later anyway. And let's see, now I'm up in like, I don't know. I think I'm sitting in 3rd place right now. Gotta take a drink of my Coke here real quick. Alright, so I'm trying to keep up doing this slick dirt track type thing, and there's people down in the corner, so we're going around them. And I never have seen anywhere in the rules where it officially states that that you have like a 10-foot leeway to the arrows. I know you have to go through the double marked arrows, and everybody else kind of, it seems like, tries to follow like the 10-foot or 20-foot rule where you have to stay within so far of the arrows, but I've never actually seen that. It just says you have to stay on the initial prescribed trail, but if you did that, you'd be running people over. So, alright, yeah, whatever. Oh, I get past. Got past there. And we're fighting up through the X-Class, and let's see, I'm going to try to get them back. Yeah, twist that throttle on this new 2018 YZ250X. And he gets me again before we go into the woods. So now we're going through this kind of muddy, mucky area, and I'm sorry about the stuff on the camera. I was too busy racing to worry about wiping it off. So we're picking our way through the back of the X-Class. They started 30 seconds before us, so they're not that far ahead. And it was kind of fun, you know, going through these guys. This is the first race of the year, and I was pretty excited. I have only got 4 hours on this bike. I got a brand new steering stabilizer on it that I had trouble with, and I think it was kind of bad because I think I didn't have my fork set up right. And I think that me having the steering stabilizer like kind of compensated for that a bit. Like the forks weren't set up quite right, so they were set up so the front end would tuck. But I had the steering stabilizer, and I would turn that up, and that kept the front end from tucking. But we're gonna find out later in this race that I lost all the fluid out of that steering stabilizer, so it was no longer working. Whoa! And the front end was tucking like that. And I didn't go down. I almost did. I caught myself. But anyway, I think that's Kyle? Yeah, I think it's him. I don't know. Like, I'm getting used to everybody again this year. It's an all-new year. And anyway, him and the guy ahead of him. So I think I'm sitting in like 4th now, maybe. Him and the guy ahead of him got stuck up behind this like pile up. And so I caught them, and I yelled at him to go because I don't know what he was doing. Like, I don't know. I'm sure he knew to go, but I don't know what he was doing. So then there's a pile up here in front of the bridge. Whoa! And somebody goes down right in front of me, and I gotta kind of wheelie up and onto the bridge, get my butt moving. I have no idea what place I'm in now. I have totally lost track, but I feel like things are going pretty good this first lap.
Let's go, Kevin!
There's Kevin. Kevin, thank you for putting on the previous years of the Hare Scrambles. I've had a ton of fun. And here comes somebody who must have motocross skills, because in this open stuff, he eats my lunch. He takes my lunch and he eats it right in front of me. And off he goes into the distance. But once we get into the woods a little bit, I could actually keep with it. So yeah, I'm thinking that's maybe a guy with some motocross skills. And there's me screwing up. And another guy gets by me because I screwed up. So he starts getting away a little bit. And I'm getting a little frustrated because the bike's not handling the way I want it to handle. But again, he finds some traffic, and I do a little, whoopsie daisy here through the woods. And I get up behind him and catch him again. And he does a little screw up, which causes me to screw up. But we get started again, and I'm right back up on him again. And I think I do a little cut here because we were stuck behind some slower guys. So I kind of, I don't know, I'll cut in a little bit to where we're actually getting around the slower guys and go back to racing. And I'll tell you what, even though this bike wasn't handling the way I wanted it to handle, this class is stacked this year. These guys are fast. I was, even though, I feel like the bike could have gone a little bit faster, could have handled a little bit better. I couldn't have went too much faster. These guys they're quick. I felt like last year's guys were fast. And this year, I'm out here and pushing it harder than I was the year before. And I feel like I'm still struggling to keep up with the guys in the front. I don't know. And I finished top 5 overall in the points last year. So, that's saying something. Some of these new guys that have come in, and I haven't checked the scores aren't up yet, but some of these new guys that have come in are pretty quick. If you look at the screen, I'm not as fast as these, as the real fast riders, The guys in that M class, the guys in the A class, even the guys in the B class, which actually I'm about as fast as some of the guys in the B class. And it sounds like I'm gonna have to bleep some of this, some of this video out, so sorry about that. I was in the moment. But I'm hauling the mail. I'm not doing too bad. I don't know. It's weird. I feel like in this race, I made a lot of mistakes. There are a lot of things that I could have done much, much better. But at the same time, any other year, if this would have been my first year racing, second year, third year, whatever, any of those years, I would have felt like I went out here and just destroyed this track and actually rode relatively well. But I don't know, being where I'm at, I want to do better. I don't know. So anyway, I catch back up a little bit, and here's my plan, okay? I know this straightaway. I've rode here before. I'm going to cut to the right, and I'm just going to drop the hammer. But I missed shift 3 times. So I actually lost a position instead of just hammering it and gaining position. Because I knew they were going to have to ride the whoops there. But I thought if I jumped off to the right in those pines, that I'd be able to just, boom, catch them and go past them. And then I misshift 3 times in a row. It's just part of getting used to the new bike again, So I catch up to this guy here, and I'm not sure if he let me by in this situation. I think he may have let me by, because he went a little wide. He could have hung down a little lower. I don't know. But if you look up ahead, there's 1, 2, 3 guys, 3 positions right there, just barely in front of me. And the rest of the guys are all within probably 15-20 seconds of me there. So I'm not doing too bad. It's hard to say because it's the beginning of the race and we really haven't set the order yet, Every race, there's there's the start, and it takes a while for some guys to pick their way through the field. And there's some guy that start off way out in front, and eventually, it kind of works itself out to where the faster riders work their way up into different positions, and it might cost you 3 or 4 different positions having a bad start. But overall, you're gonna come out in the end where you're supposed to come out. And I slide the front end and I hit this stupid stake, and I fall down and I start swearing, and I probably offended all those ladies. Sorry, ladies. And this guy behind me, I wasn't trying to get out of his way. I was like, so what if I hold him up? So sorry about that, buddy. Like, sorry but not sorry. I really didn't care if you could get by, because I'm in a race and I don't want you to get by. So I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, that took some energy out of me there. Alright, so I'm regrouping a little bit. Trying to get my breath back. And it's funny because this whole time I haven't been tired. I haven't been out of breath. I've been working my butt off on my conditioning, right? I work out 2 to 3 times a day. And I actually came into this race feeling extremely confident with my conditioning. Yet, the second I put the bike on the ground, I'm out of breath and I'm just tired and dragging. So through this grass track, I'm feeling just sloppy and just all over the place. Oh, man. It's rough to watch because you feel like watching that you should just twist the throttle more and go. So right here, that's the leader of the C-Class coming by me, the first place C-Class guy. And I'm like, all right, well, I better twist the throttle a little bit more and keep up with him then, because if the leader of the C-Class is passing me, that means he's gained 30 seconds on me. And usually the fastest guy in the C-Class, he would be riding right up there with the guys in my class, which is the J-Class this year. So if I can just keep up with him, then I don't know. In my mind, that means that I'm going to get back on track and I'm going to quit screwing up and I'm going to do better. I don't know. So there he is, right there. He just went by. He's about 1 corner ahead of me at this point. And I'm trying to regroup. I don't know, I'm not the best at this stuff, but I feel like I should be faster than what I am. I don't know, it's hard to explain. So in this corner right here, splash. Plymouth Blackhawks had their porta potty pumped. They had the porta potty company come in and pump the sewage and stuff all over the track. So that's what I dove in right there. So that was good stuff. And then right here I am noticing that like all of my oil is out of my steering stabilizer. So I'm trying to adjust that. I adjusted that up to the max setting, actually, as hard as it would go. And still, I mean, if you look, like I'm wobbling all over the place. So this right here is when I really started to notice that I was pushing the front end a whole lot. And I tried to compensate for that. I actually leaned the bike over further than I normally would to try and compensate for it in the corners. Like, I wasn't trying to turn the handlebars at all. I was trying to keep them straight, try to corner completely by leaning. But I don't know. I was still struggling with it. I mean, you could tell right through here. I mean, look how those handlebars are just all over the place on me. And I think, like I said, I think it was because my forks were set at the wrong height. And the stabilizer had been compensating for it, and when I lost that oil, it was downhill from there. Then he goes to let me by, and I think he decided not to let me get by, and then he decided to let me by again, so thank you. Alright, so I'm coming into the woods, and through these areas, it wasn't as bad as the sand. I felt like I could still make decent time through here, even though I've definitely dropped off my pace from the beginning of the race a lot. And I don't think it's because of fatigue, but I don't know, right there I was yelling at myself, like, keep going, stay loose. I don't know, I was having a hard time doing it. So right here, the fast guys caught me. I'm almost done with the second lap. And the fast guys are coming by. These guys are fast. Man, these guys are fast. I don't know how they do it. Like, I look up there and I think that's Tyler right there was the last one. I think he was in third at that point. And I look up ahead of him, and he's like standing and all just like totally smooth. And I don't know, that's the point I need to get to. I need to get to where like I lock my knees in on that bike and I just stand and just glide through the woods just completely smooth. Come through again, being very careful not to fall down. Look up at the scoring, I think it says 13th. And I can hear myself complaining. I said, 13th? That's nuts. And now I'm having even more trouble with the new bike. I don't know if the Recluse isn't set up quite right, but like it was sounding funny. I could hear it like, or if I was just running it maybe in too high a gear. But anyway, I stop and I'm going to check the Recluse just to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be, because I don't want to damage that thing. It's expensive. Alright, so here we go. Let's take off again. And oh my gosh, it's the Glutes himself. Off he goes on that 125. I love the way that thing sounds. He makes it sound so good. Shane, that bike is beautiful. I love the way you abuse it. Maybe that's what I need to be doing. I don't know. I like my 250. I really do. But like the way he rides that 125 is the way that I feel like I should be riding all of the time. So maybe if I was on a 125, it would force me to ride like that. I don't know. I'm going to stick with the 250 for now. So I'm going through the woods again. And I hit my head on that tree. I don't know. I wasn't even looking at that tree. I don't know. So at this point, between the falls and getting my head jammed in by a tree, I'm hurting. Like my back is hurting, my neck is hurting. I'm hurting. So I come through again scoring, and now they got the monitor turned around so I can't even see it. I don't know what's going on with that. But I decide to come in and make a pit stop. Alright, so if I'm going to be out here killing myself, and if I'm going to be as slow as I'm being right now, I figure let's adjust the forks and see if it helps, you know? I might as well. If I can get these forks adjusted, at least I can go out and enjoy the rest of the race. I mean, I'm not going to get the result that I want. I've already screwed up too bad for that. But I can still go out and enjoy myself and have fun for the rest of the race. I figure I got one lap left. So I get the tools from the wife and the kiddos there, and I adjust the forks, and I hop back on. And here we go again. But I'll let you guys know right now. I went out and I was still having the same problems. I don't know. It's hard to know. I've got this aftermarket clamp that I've got to figure out what's going on with it. And I went and I started that lap. I started the fourth lap, but I didn't end up finishing it. I ended up coming back early. So anyway, that was Plymouth Blackhawks. I'm sure I finished somewhere probably in the 20s because I didn't do the last lap. But we're going to try to rebound. And be faster at the next ones. I got the Sprint Enduro coming up. We'll see what happens with that. And anyway, guys, this is Booster. And if you haven't already, check out boosteroffroad.com. We're selling some stuff on there, trying to pay for this whole racing thing. It's expensive. Don't feel obligated, though. Anyway, guys, this is Booster, and I'll catch you guys later.